Oh, hey, folks, elder law care attorney Patrick Kelleher. Hey, folks, got a great question today from one of our YouTube subscribers. Hey, Patrick, unfortunately, the family home already ended up in probate court because it was not in a trust. Looks like it was an intestate estate without a will, and the family doesn't even have control over the property. Patrick, what do I do? How do we get control of it? How do we protect and save the house? All right. So, unfortunately, the house is getting bit now by the first-headed monster probate court because somebody failed to take action. Somebody allowed the government to get involved because now the house is in probate court. Folks, I'm going to answer that question today. Folks, number one, unfortunately, now the family is going to have someone step up and petition the probate court to be appointed by the probate court as executor, personal representative of the estate, right? That costs time, that costs money, right? And other things you want to explore, if there's anyone living in the property, or worse yet, no one living in the property, you need to contact your homeowner's insurance agent, insurance company, and make sure you have proper homeowners insurance coverage on the property in case there's a fire or flood, the whole property could be lost. And if there's no one living in the property, you need to get what they call a vacancy policy, which a premium is usually much more expensive, but it is absolutely necessary, folks, because again, you got a fire, a flood, or any natural disaster, you could lose that whole property, folks. And if you are the executive personal representative, that is your obligation, your responsibility to marshal the assets, to keep them safe, to protect them, and so forth. And if you fail to get that vacancy policy and some catastrophic disaster happens to that property, you are personally liable and could be sued by the beneficiaries of the estate. And speaking of that, then you have to ascertain and determine who are the beneficiaries of the estate. What are the laws of intestate for your estate? Did a person pass away? Do they have a spouse? Do they have children? Do they have siblings? Who are the beneficiaries? Because they're going to have to be notified through the probate court process, right? They're going to have to be notified and given an opportunity to step up. And they could either object to you being appointed as a personal representative if they don't agree with what you're doing, and it could create conflict. Hence the reason why we advise folks to avoid probate altogether. But the horse is already out of the barn here. Another thing, unfortunately, when there's no will and it ends up in probate, oftentimes you have to acquire what they call a license to sell from the probate court. And that is not free. Here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, a license to sell is typically based on a percentage of the value of the house. And the probate court has to approve that before you can sell the property. And before you can sell the property, you have to be appointed as the executor personal representative of the estate to be able to sign that purchase and sale agreement, to be able to sign that deed and so forth. That's really important, folks. That's step one. Step two, vacancy policy. Step three, license to sell. And then you need to manage and monitor the assets. We'll say that's step four. Manage and monitor that house that's in probate court. Make sure the real estate taxes are paid. Make sure the homeowner's insurance are paid. Make sure if there's anyone living in there, you're collecting rents, and the rents are going into the estate account for the benefit of the beneficiaries and paying the overhead cost of the house, the carrying cost, such as real estate taxes, homeowner's insurance, upkeep, maintenance, etc., folks. Making sure there's no liens on the property. Also, folks, be very mindful. Once you file the petition at the probate court, here in Massachusetts, there's a legal requirement for the probate petition and your death certificate to be sent to another government entity. Certified mail goes to the Medicaid department because Medicaid wants to know if they paid any Medicaid benefits to you during your lifetime, to the decedent. Because what is Medicaid going to do now? They're permitted to enforce what they call estate recovery. They'll put a lien on the estate because they're permitted to be reimbursed dollar for dollar for what they paid in for the care of your loved one, either in a skilled nursing facility or sometimes even if they never stepped foot in the nursing home, but receiving Medicaid benefits for, say, Mass Health has what they call Mass Health Connector insurance. We've seen cases like that. They put liens on the estate. The family was completely unaware of that, and it was a big unpleasant surprise for the family because Medicaid now legally has a lien on the estate, and they're going to get reimbursed. The beneficiaries, the children, are typically not happy at all because now they're paying probate attorneys. Now they're paying the big Medicaid lien as well. Completely unexpected. Folks, if you are still alive and well and your property's in your name, folks, by all means, get it into a trust. Think of your trust like a treasure chest. Get your property titled to your trust, your name, Bill, or Bill and Mary to Bill and Mary as trustees of the trust, because sadly people die, trusts do not. So takeaway, folks, get your house in a trust today if it's not in there already. Otherwise, something happens to you unexpectedly, prematurely, you're going to be dealing with all this messes and stresses, as well as the emotional and economic headaches of probate court. Your loved ones, your spouse, your children, your loved ones, your family, you're going to be leaving them behind a big mess to deal with. So there you go, folks. Hopefully you find this educational video helpful for the folks who are already in probate. and better yet, the folks who are not yet in probate but still have an opportunity before the window closes to get your treasures into your treasure chest. Folks, thanks for joining us here today at elderlawcare.com. If you'd like to learn more, pick up copies of my book, Book 1 on Amazon. And Book 2 just came out, The Top 20 Elder Law Questions. Patrick Kelleher on Amazon. God bless, folks. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell because we will continue to keep you updated on very important elder law subject matter. God bless. Thanks for being here.